Have you ever felt buried under the weight of an emotional attachment, trapped in an endless cycle that seems impossible to break? Maybe it feels like you're just spinning in place, unable to move forward no matter how hard you try. If you can relate, know that you're not alone in this journey. So many of us find ourselves stuck in a loop of emotions, feeling powerless, wondering if we'll ever truly be free from these attachments. But here's the good news: not only is change within reach, but you have the power to make it happen. In today's video, we're diving deep into the wisdom of ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. These timeless thinkers have left us with profound guidance on how to let go of the emotional attachments that weigh us down. We're going to explore 10 transformative Stoic principles that will empower you to practice emotional detachment. By the end of this video, you'll have a toolkit of practical strategies to help you reclaim your peace of mind, refocus on what truly matters, and ultimately find freedom from within. Ready to begin this journey? Let's dive into the path of emotional detachment and discover how you can loosen the grip of attachment and embrace a life of inner peace. Section 1: The Power of Detachment. Have you ever felt like someone else was holding the reins of your emotions? Or maybe you've wondered just how much control you've unknowingly surrendered to others simply because of your attachment to them. Detachment isn't about stopping yourself from caring, rather, it's about refusing to let others dictate your peace and happiness. As Epictetus famously said, we suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgments about them. Detachment is about taking back your power and learning to control how you respond, rather than letting external factors control you. Picture your emotions as a kite, and each attachment as a string. When you're holding on to too many strings too tightly, you're at the mercy of the wind. Stoicism teaches us the art of releasing some of these strings. While we can't control the wind itself, we can decide which strings we choose to hold on to. Practicing detachment allows us to live more grounded, resilient lives by letting go of the need to control everything around us. Section 2: Understanding Attachment. Why do we hold on to certain people or situations, even when doing so brings us pain? What is it about attachment that makes it so challenging to let go? At its core, attachment often arises from the ego, which fuels our desires for validation, security, and identity. Epictetus reminds us that wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. When we're attached to someone or something, it's often because we're looking for validation or comfort outside of ourselves. The ego can crowd our lives with these desires, clouding our better judgment and making us feel dependent on external factors. Ask yourself, why am I so attached? Is it because of a fear of loneliness? A need for validation? When you understand the root of your attachment, you start to unravel its hold on you. Imagine what it would feel like to live from a place of love rather than ego, to trust in the abundance of the universe and recognize your inherent worth without needing someone else's approval. Section 3: The Illusion of Control. Do you sometimes feel that your happiness hinges on someone else's actions or approval? Or that if you just tried hard enough, you could somehow control how others feel about you? This belief is one of the biggest traps we can fall into. Stoic philosophy teaches us that while we can't control others, we have full control over ourselves. When we cling to the illusion of control, we end up becoming emotionally dependent, chasing validation that makes us feel vulnerable and insecure. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Begin by acknowledging that you have no control over others' actions or feelings. By letting go of this need, you can focus on what's within your power, your thoughts, your responses, and your growth. This shift builds resilience, and you start to see that your worth is not defined by the opinions of others. Section 4: Practicing Detachment. Have you ever felt that you're holding on to the past so tightly that it's causing you pain, yet you're afraid to let go? What if letting go could actually lead to something better? Imagine you're gripping a rope so tightly that your hands hurt, yet you can't bear to release it. Sometimes, letting go doesn't mean falling, it means freeing yourself to reach for something better. I learned this personally when I clung to a relationship simply because it felt comfortable. In reality, it was preventing me from discovering true happiness. Letting go was frightening but ultimately liberating. Start letting go of the past by concentrating on what's within your control, your thoughts and actions. This shift enables you to welcome new, fulfilling connections without being held back by past attachments. Section 5. Redefining Happiness. Why does true happiness often seem so elusive? Why do we allow other people's actions or opinions to dictate how we feel about ourselves? For the Stoics, happiness is an inside job, not something to be sought in external circumstances. When we tether our happiness to another person's presence, we limit our freedom and potential. Epictetus reminds us that wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Real happiness isn't about what you own or who approves of you, it's about the peace you cultivate within. By shifting your mindset from seeking external validation to nurturing your own self-worth, you free yourself from dependency on others. True happiness becomes something you carry within, no longer influenced by others' whims. Section 6. Embracing the present moment. How often do you find yourself trapped in past regrets or future worries? What if you could learn to stay grounded and find peace in the present? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." Focusing on what's happening now prevents past attachments and future anxieties from overshadowing the present. Practicing mindfulness through activities like focused breathing or mindful walking can help you stay grounded. By immersing yourself in the now, you loosen the hold that attachments have on you, allowing your mind to clear. Section 7. Reframe your thoughts. Are negative thoughts keeping you in an emotional rut? How often do fear and anxiety dictate your outlook on life? The Stoics developed reframing as a technique for cultivating emotional resilience. Reframing involves challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with a more objective perspective. When a negative thought arises, ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Often, our fears are exaggerated. By reframing these thoughts, you start seeing situations with more clarity and less worry. Section 8. Set healthy boundaries. Do you find yourself getting overly involved in others' lives, to the point where you lose sight of your own well-being? Boundaries are crucial for emotional independence. When you set boundaries, you define where you end and another person begins. This doesn't mean you're cutting people off, it simply means you're prioritizing your own peace. If someone's behavior is causing you stress, calmly express your need for space. Setting boundaries fosters a stronger sense of self and emotional freedom. Section 9. Prioritize self-care. When was the last time you did something solely for your own well-being? Self-care is essential for emotional independence. Seneca believed that balance in life is essential for inner peace. By prioritizing self-care, you develop resilience and become less reliant on others for happiness. Find joy in activities that bring you peace, whether that's a hobby, exercise, or spending time with supportive people. By investing in yourself, you create a foundation of happiness that comes from within. Section 10. Practice gratitude. What if, instead of focusing on what you lack, you focused on what you already have? Gratitude can shift your perspective and ease emotional attachments. Epictetus advised, do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Cultivating gratitude helps you appreciate life's blessings, fostering contentment from within. Try listing 3 things you're grateful for each day. This simple practice can transform your outlook, freeing you from the need to cling to others for happiness. Call to action. If this video resonated with you, make sure to hit the subscribe button and join our community. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you're unsure what to say, just type "Emotional freedom starts now." Remember, detachment isn't about apathy, it's about finding strength and clarity within yourself. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." Begin practicing these Stoic habits today and embrace the path to inner peace. Thanks for watching, and let's walk this journey to emotional freedom together.